tonight you're going to hear presentations from 3 randomly selected charities, initiatives, organizations who really all of you have put into our brains and brought forth. So we know that everybody here is passionate about all these things, and I always say that's my favorite thing about this event, is that you show up and you might leave with a newfound passion for something in the community that you can go and support in your own time or tell your friends about and keep up with. That is the beauty of having so much information at our little tiny fingertips these days. You'll learn so much. So we start with the 3 we have tonight. We've got 3 different ones every time. We learn about what they need, what they do, all those types of things. You get to learn so much. And so you'll hear from all 3 of them. It's only a few moments. It goes very quickly. And then afterward, you'll vote for the charity you believe should receive tonight's donations, because they will take all of the money that all of you have brought into this room, which is incredible, an incredible impact. We're going to do a bit of a briefing of everything so you know exactly what's going on. Elena's going to tell you what is up with all the things to do with memberships.
So when you become a member of 100 Women Who Care, it's quite simple. You can go to our website and there's an easy registration process. The idea is essentially that we get all of your information so that when you need a charity receipt, we already have that and can provide that to the charities. We do have a couple different types of memberships. So we have quarterly memberships, annual memberships, as well as business memberships.
We want businesses to get involved, obviously. We have a ton of businesses who do get involved, but it's just an amazing way for businesses to be involved in something like this as well and give back and support this event specifically, because so much work goes into the behind the scenes and everything like that. So thanks to the businesses. If you know any businesses who want to be involved, get them on board. We'd love to have them. That would be absolutely amazing. So the growth, as you can see, has been truly incredible. I want to mention these are a lot of photos from all of the meetings we've had, like I said, since the relaunch. As you can see, the numbers, how quickly it grew just through these few, and then through the next few, up to $13,400 the last meeting, which is so incredible. Sherry's going to come up and tell you everything that you need to know about spreading the love with all the awesome organizations around town.
So, when you register to join 100 Women Who Care, you can nominate any charity of your choosing that's in the Fredericton and surrounding area. The qualification is they have to have a registered charity number. So nonprofits don't always have that. It has to have a registered charity. You can go to the government website and look up charitable donations and qualified donors, select Fredericton and surrounding areas, and you will get a list of all the charities that you can nominate. A charity can be nominated more than one time, and what happens with that is we do a random number draw, okay? So however many charities, however many members we have, that's how many numbers go in the number generated draw. We select the 3 charities that are going to present at the next meeting. The other thing is once 2 years has passed since they've been selected to win, they are eligible for renomination.
Of course, tonight our big event sponsor is Avalon Salon Spa.
Our care committee is something we developed about a year ago, back in March, and we had 3 main initiatives that we wanted to focus on, and one was our internal care, so we wanted to make sure we were doing team events, wellness initiatives, and team development for our staff. We also want to focus on environmental and social responsibility because we believe in doing our part for a sustainable future. And most importantly, our external care for the community. We've increased our charitable donations by 500% compared to the previous year.
So we are going to start with your Muktu SPCA.
2024 has been the busiest year we've ever had in the history of our shelter. By year end, for December, we had 1,086 animals come through our doors, which is significant. We successfully rehomed 721 cats and kittens, 160 dogs and puppies, 15 rabbits, 7 birds, and 5 guinea pigs. We also reunited 44 lost cats and 43 lost dogs with their families. These accomplishments... We're never going to get through this if you keep clapping. These accomplishments are a direct result of the hard work and dedication of our staff, our volunteers, and our significant number of foster families. At the Armuktown Area SPCA, our focus is not only on saving the lives of animals and supporting the rehoming of animals, but on supporting and strengthening our community itself. We believe that a truly successful shelter is one that serves the needs of both animals and the people that love them and care for them. Our unique approach to animal welfare goes beyond rescue and adoption. Over the years, we have developed and implemented numerous programs designed to assist those in our community who need it the most. The most notable of 2024 programs were our SNP, SNAP, and PAL programs. Through those, we helped 161 animals and community members with low-cost spay and neuter services. We have a Kibble Food Bank, which provided 9,900 cats and dogs with meals for families in need. We have a Norwood Fund, and this program is designed to provide life-saving emergency care for animals whose families cannot, for whatever reason, cover the costs of the care that their pet needs. This program was designed because we believe that keeping pets with the families that love them is in the best interest of everyone involved. Most people that have a pet have been in the situation where their cat or dog ate something, they got loose, they ran into something, whatever it is, and we all know how significant those costs can be. And we're not always prepared to take them on, but we love and we cherish our animals, and we want to do what we can for them. We have microchip clinics where we provide reduced cost microchips to help lost pets be reunited with their families. Ideally, our pets never go missing, but if they do, we would love to have them back, and as many animals as we can get microchipped, the better, so we do provide these clinics. First Nations wellness and vaccine clinics. We offer veterinary service to underserved communities. We are very lucky to work with a really great group of veterinarians that assist these vaccine clinics and the microchip clinics so that we can better assist the community as a whole. These initiatives are vital to our mission and reflect our ongoing commitment to supporting animals and the people who care for them. Tonight, we are sharing an exciting update with you. A new chapter in our journey towards sustainability begins. Our ultimate goal is to become self-sufficient and generate enough income to cover our operating costs while continuing to grow our community outreach programs. So right now, we rely solely on the community as far and wide as we can get to get as many funds raised to go through with all of these programs. But eventually, we would love to be able to support ourselves and therefore support the animals. The purchase of additional land attached to our current property will be the first step in this long-term plan. While this planning is still in its early stages, tonight we are letting the cat out of the bag, if you will. We have reached an agreement with the town of Ormocto for the purchase of this additional piece of land. Like I said, it's right next door to where we currently are, and it's great because there wouldn't be a lot of other opportunity for other businesses, so we're just kind of going to leap onto it. Our vision is to purchase this land and then raise the necessary funds to build a separate facility with potential to host community and educational events through a community room. These businesses overflow for our existing shelter and house businesses specifically designed to support our cause, like potentially a thrift store. These businesses will not only generate much needed income, but will also help us expand our impact in the community. We understand that this project will take time and effort, but with your support, we can take the first step towards building a self-sustaining future for our organization. If chosen, your contribution tonight will cover all the estimated costs of phase 1 of our plan, which includes purchase, surveying, and legal fees associated with this step of our exciting venture. Thank you again for inviting us here for your ongoing commitment to making a positive impact in our greater Fredericton surrounding community. Together, we can create a future where the Ormocto SPCA is able to thrive and continue helping those in need for years to come. Thank you.
So my name is Madeline Belding. I am the coordinator of Women in Coaching for Sport New Brunswick, and I just want to say we're very grateful for this opportunity to be here to speak with you today, and just really honored to be able to share what we do, especially in the area of women and girls in sport. So Sport New Brunswick is our provincial organization based here in Fredericton, but our mission is to promote and develop sport all through amateur sport, all through New Brunswick, and through two of our initiatives, which are our Women in Coaching programs, and then our She is Active New Brunswick program. We aim to be leaders, advocates, and voices for women and girls in sport. Despite progress, women and girls in New Brunswick continue to face significant barriers that limit their participation and progression through sport. The data shows that participation rates for women and girls decline sharply as they grow, and according to Canadian Women in Sport, by the time the girls reach 16 years old, about half of them will have dropped out at that point. And this is due to a numerous amount of barriers that they may face. And just to provide a couple of examples that we've seen just through our sport programming, Isabel, 14, she had a passion for volleyball and she wanted to play on an all-girls team, but the 2.5-hour drive became too much for her family to manage, so she had to drop out. Sarah, she excelled in ringette. Unfortunately, due to financial barriers, it made it impossible for her to continue. Megan, 18, she had to stop playing due to an injury, and because she was unaware of the fact that she could continue in other ways, coaching, officiating, she actually had to leave her sport for good. So these are just a few reasons why girls are commonly dropping out of sport, and our programs aim to reduce those barriers. So She is Active New Brunswick collaborates with leaders and organizations in the sports sector. Through this program, we aim to break down barriers both internal and external by hosting workshops, network opportunities, sharing resources and research with organizations, and hosting Try It Days for girls. So Women in Coaching programs, which I get to do a lot of, focuses on empowering women to step into the coaching role. We provide financial assistance for women advancing through their coaching pathways. We host leadership seminars and offer mentorship opportunities to guide their journeys. A key barrier that we've identified in New Brunswick and across the country is that the lack of visible role models for girls is one of the reasons why they don't continue. So research surrounding athlete to coach transitions cites role models or seeing people who look like me in spaces as one of the most influential reasons why girls will pick up a whistle and start coaching. When girls don't see women in leadership roles or see themselves, like people that look like themselves as athletes, it becomes harder for them to envision themselves there. And we've seen throughout, especially the last year, how impactful role models and seeing women in those positions can be. We look at Ilona Maher, who's just redefining what femininity looks like as, you know, the strongest looking woman out there on the field, but also crushing it on the dance floor. And then you see Caitlin Clark, whose trailblazing career at Iowa has really skyrocketed the promotion of women's basketball. And it's always been there, but just that little bit of a catalyst has really skyrocketed the impact that we see these role models being for our young girls. And then an example closer to home, Jessica Campbell, who used to represent Canada as an athlete with Team Canada hockey, and now she's the NHL's first female assistant coach. And so these women have demonstrated the power of visibility. So with grant support, we aim to tackle challenges by launching initiatives focused on keeping girls engaged in sport and empowering coaching. So using this grant money, we would have a central event that would bring together partnerships with UNB, Basketball New Brunswick, and the Fredericton Fees, which is a founding member of the Maritime Women's Basketball Association, to provide an all-day event that would have a panel including athletes, coaches, officials sharing their journeys, as well as skills clinics involved in that. And this local Fredericton event would highlight the power that diverse mentorship, inclusivity, and community could have on these young women. So if we were to receive the grant, just to give you a breakdown of how we would use the money, a third would go towards this event. Now, we have an existing partnership with UNB, both with the university and with the team itself, so that would be low cost for us, but then we would want to make sure that the girls are leaving with something at the end of the day, so a high quality swag bag, and then also would pay for food costs, equipment, etc. Then another third would go to our She is Active program, with a half of that, about $1,500, going straight to a Fredericton Try It Day, which is a multi-sport clinic that can impact about 30 to 50 girls on any given day, and then the other would go towards other programs that She is Active is running. And then the last third would go to Women in Coaching. And so for context, if a beginner coach getting their first level of coach education, it costs about $300 to get them certified. So a $3,000 grant could actually create 10 new coaches, which not only sets them on a pathway to start coaching and continue, but can also impact other girls around them when you think about the ripple effect that could have. And I know for myself, I started as a 5-year-old playing sports, and if I had lost access at any point in my career, I wouldn't be here. Having the opportunity to educate future coaches and then coach sport at the high level that I do. So thank you guys so much.
AIDS New Brunswick has been working with people living with HIV or at the risk of contracting HIV since the mid-1980s. And over those decades, research and science has given us medications and programs that have substantially changed the quality of life and the life expectancy of people living with HIV. However, the HIV community still faces numerous challenges, including stigma, discrimination, and lack of understanding from society at large. Many individuals living with HIV experience feelings of loneliness, isolation, which can exacerbate mental health illnesses and issues and hinder their ability to seek care or even to continue their care as well. And I have had conversations with people who really just want to give up. And this has been particularly true when I've had conversations with seniors and also with some women as well. We're at a time in history where we now have people living with HIV into their senior years. For the first time, we have women going through menopause who are also HIV positive. It's uncharted ground, and I have many conversations with people who are scared of this part of their lives and what sort of care they can expect in the future. And just on a side note, HIV medication was tested on men, not on women. Last year, we received funding from United Way to look at any gaps that had happened during COVID and come up with a plan of addressing those gaps. We worked with focus groups of individuals living with HIV throughout New Brunswick and found many key barriers identified for people staying healthy and staying connected. Loneliness, social isolation, emotional support, and service disconnection. And 100% of the participants expressed a need for emotional support, highlighting the impact of loneliness and social isolation on their mental health. And again, 100% of the participants highlighted a critical need for emotional support specifically designed for people living with HIV. One of the key recommendations from the focus groups was to develop a HIV peer support program, which would include a diverse range of peers who could relate to various different participants. Based on those recommendations, the focus groups and AIDS New Brunswick staff developed an HIV peer mentorship toolkit, and we're now seeking funding to bring that toolkit to life and support the creation of sustainable HIV peer networks in the Fredericton region. Establishing peer networks offers numerous benefits for individuals living with HIV. One of the most significant advantages is the emotional support that those networks provide. Members can share their stories, express their feelings, and receive encouragement from others who truly understand what they're going through. This emotional connection can lead to improved mental health outcomes and a greater sense of self-acceptance. In addition to emotional support, peer networks can facilitate access to resources and information. Members can share knowledge about local healthcare, treatment options, and also coping strategies. The exchange of information can empower individuals to take charge of their health and make informed decisions regarding their care. And furthermore, peer support networks can help reduce stigma by fostering open conversations about HIV within the community and ultimately providing and promoting greater awareness and understanding. The funding we're looking for is to implement peer support networks in the Fredericton region. Each network would be organised around specific themes or demographics, such as age groups, gender, or cultural backgrounds. This structured approach would allow for tailored discussions that resonate with the unique experiences of each group. The peers will be recruited, trained, and supported using the HIV Peer Mentor Toolkit and financially reimbursed for their commitment. The peer mentors with AIDS New Brunswick staff support will schedule regular meetings and workshops to facilitate ongoing support and connection among members. Activities with these networks will include group discussions, workshops, and guest speakers who can provide insight on such things as HIV management or other areas of interest, such as moving into a care home and what to expect. As I said, we work with many seniors now who are scared of the judgment and stigma that they could experience when they move into a care home, and it's actually stopping them from getting the care that they need because of that. Additionally, we would provide social events to foster camaraderie and strengthen relationships amongst the members. So the funding is needed to create those workshop, the materials for the workshops, the reimbursements for the peer mentors, for the venues and for the guest speakers. By creating a diverse range of activities, the Fredericton HIV Peer Network would be able to cater to various needs and preferences, ensuring that all members feel valued and included. I would just like to say thank you for your time and wonderful to meet you all.
Now, the difficult part, you gotta vote. All right, just like that, they are off to do the tally and find out who will go home with all of your donations this evening. We're gonna get a bit of an update from Portage Atlantic, who a year ago, I guess, got $11,100.
So I'd now like to share with you what we've done over the past year and how it benefited Fredericton youth and their families. One of the areas your funds supported was the aftercare support services for youth in Fredericton. Aftercare takes place after the live-in phase that can last up from 4 to 6 months at the treatment facility. The aftercare support groups takes place for up to 2 years after the live-in phase in their community. And the aftercare schedules is 1 week in Fredericton in person, where all the youth come together as a group, and they come together at the Fredericton office. And the next week it's online, so they alternate back and forth. Aside from the group, the support, the family, the youth family group meetings mentioned above, the Fredericton youth did activities that included going to the escape room in Fredericton, and they had a dinner at Isaac's Way just this past December for Christmas with them and their families. And right now, just for your information, there are 9 Fredericton youth participating in the aftercare sessions. There are also online aftercare support for family groups that Fredericton families participate in. And with regards to the family groups, for the youth in the live-in phase, they are now benefiting from an important enhancement that took place this year. The family groups that include Fredericton families are currently doing a 12-week workshop utilizing a new Portage support booklet. We call it the workbook. Each week, the family groups talk about different topics, whether it could be about rebuilding trust, their role as parents, or Portage 101 that takes them through the phases that their loved ones are going through at the center. And the goal of this enhancement is that the parents are learning right along with youth who are in treatment. And I've heard that these groups are going very well and the families are finding them very, very beneficial. And they find it beneficial to advance through their workbook as their youth go through their program at Cassidy Lake. So the monies raised also benefited extracurricular activities at Cassidy Lake. In the last year, what was included was Recognition Day, the Portage Olympics, Black History Month, which takes place every year. They also did art activities, Christmas celebrations, and Halloween activities. So the Fredericton youth, and in some cases, families, benefited or participated in these activities. Since 2018, 16 Fredericton youth have benefited from the Portage Bursary Program, which falls under our aftercare. Our bursary amounts are $4,000 per year per youth, and some Fredericton youth have applied 3 or 4 times and have been successful. And that concludes my report, and I'll hand it over to Tatiana.
Portage gave me the chance to reinvent my life, and now I'm here to pay it forward. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to support a recovering addict. And judging by all of you here tonight, this village is alive and thriving. Finally, let's take a moment to celebrate the resilience in this room. Life often presents challenges, and yet here we are, choosing connection, choosing to help others, and choosing each other. That is something worth celebrating. As I close, let me remind you that gratitude isn't just by saying thanks. It's about living thanks. It's about passing it on, paying it forward, and keeping the ripple of kindness going. Every one of you has touched the lives of young recovering addicts in ways you might not even realize, and for that I'm endlessly grateful. From myself, from Portage Atlantic, and from all the future residents who will benefit from your support, thank you all.
$14,400 tonight going to the Oromocto SPCA.
Yeah, so our next meeting is going to be April 17th. It will be here at Kingswood.